Hey guys, what is up? I hope everybody's been having a great day. I'm super excited to be back here at, I don't know if it'll show in the camera, but Pinehurst number 4. So we're going to be playing the golf here, me and Bernie, my coach. So if you guys could do me a favor, please smash the like button on this video. Please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Bernie's channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm just super excited. I think it's going to be a beautiful course, and I hope you guys are excited to see this vlog as well. We're going to have a lot of really good insight from Bernie throughout the round, and yeah, you looking forward to it?
It's going to be a great time out there. We're hoping to show you some cool shots on number 4, some on-course strategy, and certainly you'll get to see Kyle play a lot of neat shots into the greens, and you'll see the different shot values out on Pinehurst number 4. Sometimes power is your shot, and sometimes finesse comes into play a lot more than power. So you're going to be hitting some different clubs off the tee and certainly some shorter shots into the green, but it'll be fun to watch you play.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see a few shots from Bernie as well, because he's be playing alongside with me. But yeah, we're out here for the golf.com Top 100 Teacher Summit, so it's really excited to get out here while we're doing that stuff. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a great time. So hope you guys are excited. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I am just short of this bunker here, and you can see Bernie is right there too, so just pretty good tee shots there. I have 124 left. See the pin there, it's a bit of a tailwind, so I'm gonna hit my 54-degree wedge here, and the big focus here is just don't let that ball get away from you with it being a downwind situation. So we're at Pinehurst number 4, the green's gonna be firm, so see if we can hit a good shot in. All right, well, Bernie's taking me to school right now. That's Bernie right there. It's such a good shot. Yeah, that was really good. I'm all the way back there, so yeah, he's already smiling about it because he outdrove me with his tee shot too.
Yeah, it's not often you outdrive Kyle, although he did hit a 3-iron, but I'm pleased that my driver got by it by I think about 1.5 yards. But most importantly, it's where you are in 2, Kyle, and capture the moment for us, because this could be it for today, folks. This
I don't know.
My only chance.
You just never know what you're gonna get with me. And just so you guys know, these greens, just so you know how firm they are, here's where my ball landed. Keep in mind, I hit a wedge, so the ball landed right there. It really skipped back there pretty good. So got to put that in a memory bank for now, that it's gonna skip a little more than I expect. So I hit a good shot right where I wanted, just, you know, it was a little firmer than I expected. But we have about 30 feet coming down the hill. Let's see if we can make it. All right, so pretty solid 4 there. Actually pretty happy with the pace on that. That was really a tough putt to judge. These greens are pretty fast. I would say rolling at probably 11. So gonna be a fun day trying to judge speed. So now we're on hole 2, 520-yard par 5. We are gonna absolutely send it with the driver. All right guys, so this is Bernie's shot here, and so I am up there. Bernie really hit a good shot. Caught a little bit of car path, maybe.
Possibly, but maybe. You know, when I play with you off the tee, I got to take the fast lines.
Yeah.
So we're on the par 5, 2nd hole. Got a window here, 181 to the green. So it's worth going in this case, because I'm going to hit something low, hopefully avoid those limbs, and try to cut it up near the front of the green. And the worst case scenario, if I get it down near the green, just a pitch and a putt. So to play this shot, I'm gonna definitely visualize that lower flight. I'm gonna make sure,
so you guys can see the flag is right there between those trees. So
yeah, I'm gonna make sure in the hitting zone that I'm really rotating and taking my hand path left and stay aggressive with it. So when you're going to go for these shots, don't wimp out. Make sure you commit to them. Take good aim and see what happens.
All right, let's see it.
And as you can see,
I'm gonna be honest, guys, that was perfect. It literally hit this tree right here. That one branch was the one flight window that would have resulted in that. But that's just part of, you know, taking a chance, you know. But, you know, I'm telling you guys, that was a great shot, just very unlucky. So going to my shot, I think we have about 150. We'll get up there and we'll see. All right, guys, so hit a really good tee shot here in the left center of the fairway. You can see 157, pins in the, appears to be in the front. So I'm gonna hit a pitching wedge in and just kind of feed it in from the right. See if we can get it on the green. All right, well, I sprayed that out pretty far to the right. I had a bit of a downhill lie, so I pushed the ball back my stance so I wouldn't catch it heavy and kind of just squeezed it out a bit to the right. So, but we are pin high, was the right club selection. And there's a little bit of a ridge here and the pin's all the way down the bottom of that slope. So get hit a 62, fly at the top of the ridge, let it run out down, see if we can hit it close. All right, so that was definitely a disappointing sequence around the green. Just gotta keep working. Just didn't get comfortable over that third shot. So on a hole 3, 400 and I think 30-yard par 4, gonna be hitting a 1-iron, and I'm just trying to take it just right of that fairway bunker right there. Well, that was not a great shot, but the good news is we do have an opening. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see the flag there. So 180. So the shot here is going to be hit a little punch through here with a bit of a fade. You can go with a 7-iron, just keep it under the wind, let it slide left to right, see if we can hit it on the green. All right, guys, that was actually a pretty good shot because I landed that ball, believe it or not, right here. But it was coming in with such a massive amount of slice, it bounced and ran out. But I'm honestly pretty happy with that because not a lot to work with there. So we got a decent chance to get up and down, so let's see if we can do it. Guys, I had a pretty good chip there. You can see it's about 3 feet away, so we'll clean that up shortly. But Bernie has an interesting shot here that he's going to be playing in an interesting way, and I thought it'd be a cool thing for him to explain to you kind of how he's hitting the shot, because he's got a ton of green to work with, and it's a very unique shot that requires a unique style of execution. So I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so I happened to hit a shot that caught this slope here and rolled back, and we're hitting into a lot of wind. That's the other thing to remember. When you're into the wind around the greens, you want to actually try to keep the ball lower. And while this is certainly an option anytime you're in the fringe area, go ahead and putt. But sometimes when you're really far from the hole, it's hard to get it there. It's hard to make a good long putting stroke. So what I was saying to Kyle, and what I'd like to share with you all, is take your 3 or your 5 wood and use it much like a putter. And what I want you to do is set up, obviously it's a longer club than your putter, but move the club back and forth as if it's a putter. Now this club face is going to send the ball out. It'll fly a little bit, but it's going to roll out very nicely, and I won't have to use such a big swing as if I played the shot with a putter. I'm going to have to hit it up over this slope. It goes through a saddle up to the hole, probably about 80 feet here, I would say. And again, very similar to your putting stroke. When you play this shot, open up your stance so you have some space, and here you go. So you can see that's a good option from long range, and certainly a good way to get to the hole from here.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's hard to show you guys, but I'll try to show you here. This is a massive slope. So yeah, this is what Pinehurst is known for, very tricky greens. So if you can know how to navigate them, you can do well.
I'll give you the best putt.
Yeah. Well, so on hole 4, 145 yards. Pin is the left center of the green. Wind is pretty much off the right, so I'm going to be hitting a 48-degree wedge, and I'm just trying to bring it in from the right, and really all about distance here, so let's see if we can get the right distance control. Alright guys, so 2 quality shots there. Bernie is right there, just short and right of the pin, and I'm just over the flag. From my vantage point, when I hit that thing was right at the pin, and my heart stopped for a second because I actually thought that disappeared somewhere. Because if you take a look, you can see the pitch mark right here in the ball, and the flag stick was right in line with our tee ball, so it looked like it disappeared behind the flag for a bit. But we got about 12 feet left, so see if we can roll it in. And before we roll these putts, Bernie pointed out something, and looking at this hole, this is about as good of an example as we're going to get with this about grains. So I'll let Bernie take it from there.
Yeah, so one of the things you'll hear about in golf is the grain, and the grain will tend to grow towards the setting sun, or another good way to look at it, tends to grow downhill. And in this case, my putt is going to be into the grain. If you look at the jagged edge of the cup, from this perspective, that's what I'm putting towards. So I know this putt's going to be a lot slower. Think of grain as just a slower green speed. It's typically going to grow downhill. So whatever putting speed you're used to, if you're into the grain, just treat the next, or the shot you're about to play into the grain, as a slower speed. Just make a bigger stroke, keep it smooth, and good things will happen. I'm going to probably have a fairly straight putt here. If you guys want to see it, I'll show it to you.
Yeah. And also guys, you can see how there's different colored grain back there, so that means the grain over there is going uphill, and is going into us from here, and the grain that's shiny is going away. So for Bernie's putt, he's putting into the grain. So as he looks at this putt, all this light colored stuff is actually looking like that stuff back there. So
it's always going to look dark into the grain. So this whole area in front of me looks dark, and I'm going to feel the distance from a little further back.
all right, so really solid 2 there, was able to convert on that putt. Definitely a trickier hole than on the card when it says 150 yards. So now we're on hole 5. No, wait, 5?
Yeah.
Wow, we're flying through these holes. So 490 yard par 4. You'll be taking a driver at that tree that's bent right there, and we should have no more than 150 left. All right, so really good shot here up the left center of the fairway. Absolutely beautiful fade. Got 176 left, pin is in the back, bit of a false front. And definitely some hurting wind, so I'm thinking probably 8-iron here, 9-iron, just let it bounce up. So I'm probably gonna go with 8-iron, take a little off it and just let it cut through the wind. All right, so missed a little bit right, but got the right distance. You can see I was where I hit it, so landed right there and kind of kicked down. That looked good for a while, but there's a lot of wind up there and the ball just started drifting on me. But I gotta be honest, I'm pretty happy with that shot because it required me to hit a 3/4 shot and kind of flight it. And I liked the ball flight there, it really looked good, held up decent. So just started a little too far right. So we've got this chip, gonna hit a 58. Let it run up a little bit, chip it back up into the slope, and see if we can hit it close.
The trash can comes barreling across. Let's try it.
All right, so a bit of a tough hole there. Just didn't hit a good chip shot, and I'll be honest, I just got a little nervous over it and wasn't very comfortable. But that's just gonna happen sometimes. But with more practice, I think that'll start going less and less. So on hole 6, they actually don't have any tees back here, but I figured it'd be cool to tip it all the way out. So 230 to this pin, that back shelf. Definitely a long par 3. Gonna hit a 7-iron because I think it's a little down and it's gonna run a bit. And see if we can chase it back to that last shelf. Man, that was a tough one. I started at the left part of the green and it was a straight shot. This wind just took it and landed right about here, and you can see where it ended up. So you can have a bunker shot. Just try and explode it up on the green and see if we can get up and down. All right, well, that was an awesome shot. I wish I could have gotten up here to see how it rolled, but it looks like it landed right here, and it had a lot of spin, so it looked like it just kind of sucked back to there. So that was a really, really good second shot. Let's clean her up and get out of here with a 3. Well, that was an awesome up and down. Really pumped about that. That's probably the hardest hole I've played so far in this course. Now on to hole 7, 420-yard par 4. I don't really know exactly what's down there, but I'm just gonna send it to the driver and hit it at that little gap in the trees there and see where it ends up. All right, guys, well, this is Bernie's ball here, and so I'm up there just on the right edge of the fairway. I don't know if you can see it, but Bernie's 157, and the reason we figured we would talk about this is he's got a shot. I'm gonna try to block this out so the wind doesn't get too bad, but he can go through here or he can go through there. So why don't you let the viewers know at home what you're thinking and why?
Yeah, so anytime you're in a situation where you could fade or draw the ball around some trouble, the lower you want to hit it, the most important thing to understand is usually you're going to have the ball back a bit more, and you have to really stay on top of the ball through impact. A fade will always land softer than a draw, and a draw is always easier to play with more loft. So in this case, if I was going to fade the ball and keep it underneath these trees, I'm going to use a 5-iron. and I'm gonna definitely start it out towards that left bunker and peel it off. And my thought here, the fade could land soft and short of the green if I miss, but if I had to draw it, and maybe we'll show you one of those, I'll take a 6-iron, start it much more to the right, but I'm gonna close the face to the path so much that it'll have a nice sweepy draw, and that could run up to the green. I think we can get there both ways, but I'm gonna go with the fade to start with.
Okay, let's see it. And that's the flag stick right there, guys. So just to give you an idea. This could really be good.
That's pretty sweet right there. And it's right at the front of the green, and that was playing the fade. So if you're gonna play a draw, what I do is I like to close the face a bunch, so my grip's a little strong. And I'm gonna aim well to the right, but really release this as hard as I can. I wanna really make sure that right hand goes by the left hand, and be okay with missing a little right. I don't want to start this left, that would be a disaster. So I'm gonna aim it out almost at those golf carts, but really work the hands through impact. And it's always easier to come from the inside when the ball's a little more back in your stance. So I'm gonna play this back. Notice I've made a pretty significant adjustment here to my setup.
It's actually chasing down there pretty good.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Those are 2 different ways to shape a shot. And honestly, both are going to end up in a pretty similar spot. So yeah, just fun way to play this game. You know, there's a lot of different ways to hit different shots. So we'll go up to my ball, probably have a wedge left. Let's see if we can hit it close. All right, guys, so we hit a really good tee shot here. Just another beautiful fade. 105 left. Bit of a headwind, so I'm going to be hitting a 54, knock it down a bit. And pin's back pretty good too, so let's see if we can chase it back there and hit it close. All right, guys, so that was an awesome shot, quite possibly my best shot of the day so far. You can actually see where it landed right here, so get it out of the sun. So yeah, really nice shot. And honestly, that wind really kicked up. So just hit a really good knockdown shot that just cut through the wind perfectly. So literally have like 2 feet left. So let's clean it up and get on with the next hole. All right, so that was a really good 3 there. Feeling pretty good. On hole 8, I just lasered the pin. It's 390 to the pin. See out there. So I think just gonna go right at the green with a driver, see if we can get it around that green or maybe even on, and see if we can get down in 3. So let's send it. So a really good drive here, just a hair left, but yeah, you can see tee box back there. So that was a long way, probably about a 380-yard drive. So got about 20 yards left here. You can see the pin right there. Gonna hit a 62-degree wedge. Put a little check on it and see if we can get it really close. All right, guys, so really happy with how I cleaned up that birdie there. And Bernie actually has, I putted out real quick so that we could go over this little tip. So Bernie has this putt left for birdie, and he was just talking about how this is gonna be a very quick putt.
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, pay attention to grain. You're gonna see here on the cup, completely down grain. So the grain is growing that way, and you can see where my ball is, and just watch how fast this putt is. And whenever you get a really fast putt, it's a good idea just to start visualizing the roll time being longer, so that ball is going to take longer to get there. And also, Kyle, it's good to maybe pick an area just to get into and let gravity take over. So if my ball here rolls along and has enough speed to get through here, I'm confident it's going to get to the hole.
All right, let's see you roll it.
All right.
Look at that slow roll. It's amazing how slippery these greens get.
Yes, and the thing that you got to remember, whenever it's this slippery, the ball's going to break more. So I missed a little bit of slope there, but still, to get it to 2 feet from that position, I'll take it every time.
Yep, and then when you're at Pinehurst, you're just holding on for dear life on these greens. So I'm also playing Pinehurst number 2. I don't know if that video's already up yet, but if you haven't checked it out, or if it's not up yet, he's played Pinehurst number 2. He played it yesterday, and he gave me a after action report that it was pretty nuts. So
you're gonna see some crazy shots.
Yeah,
some of the most unique green complexes you'll ever play.
Yeah, if you can stop it on the green.
Exactly.
All right, guys, so on hole 9, 535 yard par 5. You can see the greenside bunker up there. I'm gonna be taking it right at that with my driver, and we're gonna send it. All right, guys, another really good tee shot. We pushed this one to the edge here of the double fairway. So we got 208 left to the pin. There's a pretty strong headwind here, so I'm gonna hit a 6-iron, take a little bit off it, try to flight it under that wind a bit, kind of bring it in from the right, and see if we can hit it close. All right, guys, so really good shot here. You can see the ball. You saw me recoil a little bit as if I was disappointed on that shot back there. But that was actually because I thought that was gonna be straight up, straight down, right at it, but the wind grabbed it just a bit. But I'll tell you guys what, I am super excited at how I was able to flight that shot down, because there was a lot of wind. You can actually see it was the perfect distance, because carried this bunker by about, I would say 2 or 3 yards, and had a little bit of room back there. So not only that, we're putting uphill. So I'm really loving the way my game's trending. We got about 30 footer up the hill. Let's see if we can make our 3.
Bounce the whole way.
Is it?
Bounce the whole way.
Yeah.